In our Read the Manual segment today, I'm going to read an excerpt from John. It'll be chapter 13, verse number 31. The subheading is A New Commandment. When he had gone out, Jesus said, "Now is the Son of Man glorified, and God is glorified in him. If God is glorified in him, God will also glorify him in himself and glorify him at once. Little children, yet a little while I am with you. You will seek me, and just as I said to the Jews, so now I will say to you, where I am going, you cannot come. A new commandment I give to you, that you love one another. Just as I have loved you, you are also to love one another. By this, all people will know that you are my disciples, and you have love for one another." Now, I read this to you guys because it's just a great example of how to live your life. With great difficulty, it is to show people love that you feel like they don't deserve it, or maybe you're angry at them, and that's the hardest trial. Jesus says that it's easy to love people that love you back, but hard to love your enemies. So showing that love is a great exercise for you. Once you're doing it all the time, it'll come easier and easier. You'll be a happier person because you won't harbor that resentment and that hatred inside of you any longer. And I'm not talking to you as someone who's completely cured of those problems for sure. I carry quite a bit with me, and I try to live by this, but it's a struggle, and it never is going to be over because there's always going to be new challenges that you're going to have to face. But having a core, a center in the Bible, in Jesus, is the only way to really combat this issue. Sticking with him because he tells you there is a hope. This is how I think of it. When I was a kid, I used to be psyched up when I heard that there was going to be like a 3-day weekend or 4-day weekend. Maybe you get off school at Friday, go home, and you know that Sunday's going to roll around before you know it, and you'll be back in school. Sunday rolls around, Sunday night gets here, and you realize that you have a 4-day weekend, and just the relief because you know the typical ending isn't going to be the end. There's going to be more coming, and you can look forward to it. That's the joy that I think Christians receive. You know that when it ends here on this earth, there's more coming for us. We're not so wrapped up in what happens here because we have something else to look forward to, something better. And that's what we're trying to tell other people about. This is a real thing. And that's the biggest hurdle. This whole gig, this whole earth tells us that this is just a bunch of hogwash. And I can't believe I used the word hogwash. Is that even a modern phrase? It's hogwash, guys. It's a bunch of ballyhoo. You have to realize there's limitations in your thinking, saying this can't be true. This can't be true. Expand your thinking out and look at the earth. You look at humanity from afar, and you can see that it is quite possible and real and something to look forward to. Instead of having dread that everything comes to an end and there is no further life, there's nothing left to live for, you can live for something, and it'll give you peace of mind. It'll give you happiness, and it don't cost a thing, guys. I'm just going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed Read the Manual, and I hope maybe you go back to that manual and read it a little bit more once the show's over.